Alright, y'all. I got a special one for y'all today. Zeezzy the King. Like and subscribe. Move that camera back a little bit. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna get this out the way right now. You seen the thumbnail, you know what the movie is. I did this when I did my top Black 5 horror movies, and that's because things I may say may come across as insensitive or discrimination type shit, so I gotta get it out the way now before I even go. This movie is considered basically one of the top 10 gayest movies ever. I don't got a problem with the gayness or the LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? None of that kind of racist things. That's why I got to put them out when I do videos that could be potentially controversial. This movie has a lot of things that is questionable to what you would consider a straight man watching this. Mark Hamill. Mark Patton, who plays Jesse in this movie, even said it. He was, a lot of people in the cast, the directors, the writers, was undercover at the time when it was not cool to come out. But he even said out of his mouth, this movie is, you know what I'm saying, gay, and it's a top player in gay bars, which I wouldn't know nothing about. That's all I'm gonna touch on. The movie has some things that's questionable to straight men. I don't care about it. This movie is great and scary as hell. I'm gonna get to the cast real quick. We got the great Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. I said Mark Patton. We got Kim Myers, which is the love interest, Lisa. Excuse me. And we got Robert Rustler, that's Grady. That's basically Jesse's best friend. The movie, to be honest, came out a year after part one, and it had a budget of $3 million and it grossed 30. So Bob Shays and the New Line Cinema crew, they was just like, after one was a classic, it was great. This one was even better box office wise, even though critically it wasn't close to part one, but it's scarier. My point is, this movie gets slack and shitted on for just the, you know what I'm saying, sexual aspects of the movie. But other than that, the sexual preferences of the movie. Other than that, the movie is great. It's only one gripe I got about the entire movie, and I'm damn sure gonna get to that when I get to it. The movie starts off pretty damn good, but it was bogus because these son of a bitches, and I'm saying that, they had the nerve to feel like Robert Englund agent and him wanted too much more money from what they did in part one, which was justifiable. This ain't a man in a mask who ain't talking. He put his all into that damn role. So they felt like, we greedy and we knew we can't just pay what people want just because they had a good movie. We hire a stunt double or a, you know what I'm saying? They was hiring a stunt double not for action scenes, but basically for the whole movie. So the opening scene, you see Jesse in a nightmare, clearly scary, spooky. Freddy walks out stiff as a motherfucker, mannequin challenge, and you see, if you ain't a Freddy buff like me, you can clearly see this man is clearly bigger than Robert Englund and stiff as hell. You can't just emulate, you know what I'm saying, Freddy Krueger like you can Michael Myers or Jason. So they got Robert Englund on the phone immediately like, yeah, we sorry. Whatever you want, you got from here on out. And that's all I'm going to say about the stunt double. But anyways, the movie opening act is a scary ass scene where Freddy is basically trying to possess Jesse, not like the first movie, because this was like a soft reboot. They didn't know what the hell they was doing. So instead of coming in dreams and terrifying them and getting the whole school or whatever teens he after in tune and talking about him, he want to embody Jesse to make Jesse the murderer, which happens, and I'm going to get to later on down the line. But the opening act is a scary ass bus scene where he on a school bus, normal going to school. And it has Robert Englund as the bus driver. If you don't know, you didn't know. But he's the bus driver. So as they ride in the bus, it just get dark and gloomy. They start driving through a desert. And, you know what I'm saying? The kids going, it's like he dropped the last few kids off. It's just Jesse and two chicks on the bus, which is, the Lisa character and I think her friend who's not named. So they like on a little desert drive. Then Freddy morphs into, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he morphs into, Robert Englund morphs into Freddy Krueger because it's a dream. They like on a top of a mountain cliff, branchy kind of like log, scary, great looking. And he ain't there to kill them because they was food at that point. He could have killed all three of them. It's just about getting the fear up like Pennywise. He needs your pheromones to be high to give him power. So the dream ends. Jesse wakes up. Ah! Scream Queen. Check out his documentary, The Life of a Scream Queen. It's a good watch. He get way into more details about the movie, the set, his life after, how he lost his soul, his spirit and acting after. That's a good movie. I watched it a few times. Anyways, when he wakes up from the dream screaming, ah, it pans down to his mom, dad, and sister. They're like, why Jesse can't wake up like a normal person? Jesse comes down to his family. They really irrelevant. They don't really have nothing. I could have named them, but they irrelevant. Like I said, it's always a lot of cast members where I'm only going to name 4 or 5. And they family is part of it. So it's some weird scenes with the family in the movie too that's just not Freddy Krueger like, but I was okay with it because it's part 2. You don't know what you're doing fully fledged until you in 3, 4, and 5 type of a franchise. But in 1 and 2, you don't know what you're doing or what you got. So I was okay with the goofy shit that happened at the family house, like the flying bird that ignites. Anyway, so Jesse, you know what I'm saying, dad, they just moved into they moved into Nancy's house. This is a 5-year time jump where nothing. The house obviously got sold for cheap because of the mom died in the house and woo. It's a stigma about it. So they moved in, got the house, real cheap. He like, Jesse, we moved in a week or 2 ago. It's time for you to unpack your room. He's like, all right, dad. The dad to me come off like an asshole, but I don't look at it like that. I look at it as a normal father. If your teenage 16-year-old son, we moved in the house 2 weeks ago, and this little nigga ain't got his room unpacked, I'm gonna be on his ass too. So people look at that as a negative, but I look at it as normal. Anyways, Jesse gets to school, and that's when we get to meet the Grady and Lisa character, and they talking. They basically at like gym. Ain't no classroom scene where a motherfucker falling asleep. No, they go straight to gym. And that's where the gym teacher I didn't name, he's like a secondary antagonist. He mean to him. He told him to man up. This is the masculine era. This is way before the woke community existed. So the females doing the sideline cheerleading and watching the guys play baseball. And this is where the first, scenes happen that's distasteful to straight men, where they wrestling. He pulled a man pants down. Totally not realistic. Men don't do that, but whatever. After that, Jesse goes home. He chilling in his room and shit. Scene 2, that's kind of, questionable. He get to doing his little dance montage, we can call it a dance montage, where he doing the booty bump and all that kind of weird shit. And this, I'm thinking in my mind, as a kid, to be honest, I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't realize it. I didn't know I was young. I was a kid, 6, 7, 8 years old. I didn't get it. As an adult, I looked at it as a teenager like, damn, this shit weird as a motherfucker. Anyway, I'm okay with it. So as he doing his little, all night long dance and shit, the chick Lisa comes. She knock on the parents' door. They come up. She escort him to Jesse's room. They get to talking. First, they bust him out from his little mini baseball bat penis dance. They interrupt his dance. He embarrassed, but the chick get to talking to him. I'm thinking in my mind, maybe, I don't know if this is a different era, but females got an intuition about knowing a guy's sexuality, especially if she like a guy. She could tell this nigga don't like girls, but she didn't get the memo, I guess, because she on his wood the whole movie, really, in my opinion, but he really like friend zoning the bitch. He ain't really trying to get with her like that. They have scenes where she ready to be taken, and I don't want to say it like that, but she ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like a Jason movie. And he like, no, I'm going to go to Grady house type shit. Like, what are you doing? Anyways, after that scene, he talking to her like, yeah, I'm cool, we good, I'm gonna pick you up to school tomorrow. She leave. He go to sleep, have a nightmare. That's when Freddy comes out with some of the best prosthetics that I done seen in the franchise. And that's one thing I gotta say. I don't know if I said this, but I probably have. Freddy ain't joking in this movie. Ain't no ha ha Ain't none of the goofy laugh. Ain't none of the jokes. He all business. He shows up in the living room like, yeah, Jesse, you got the body. I got the brain. You know what I'm saying? We finna terrorize Springwood. So he started peeling his head back. I'm talking about the aesthetics of how the brain look was grotesque, nasty. Freddy look all burny and scaly, like everybody seen freshly burnt skin. It's perfect how his face and his prosthetics look. The scene dark and gloomy. You like, damn, this shit might be scarier than the first one. Personally, was I was thinking. So after he get that into Jesse's mind, it pans out to Jesse is in a dream where he at the school. You know, a dream is a dream. You just wake up there. No, actually, he wake up in a gay bar. The dream transitions to the gay bar where Bob Shays is the bartender with the leather suit. I'm sorry I gotta keep saying it, but this movie gay as hell. I'm sorry. It's so much gay stuff in this movie. It's hard to not mention it. It's just in your face. So as he ordering a Pepsi or Coca-Cola at the gay bar, that's when the teacher grabs his arm like, detention right now, which is weird as a motherfucker. If you catch your student at a bar after hours, you calling his parents or escorting him home. You ain't making him go to the gym and do laps, but it's a movie and it's inside of a dream inside of a movie, so shut the fuck up about that. As he doing laps, the gym teacher is behind like the gym door area watching him. That's when Freddy appears. And you see Freddy appear, but then it's just like a bunch of balls, volleyballs, soccer balls, basketballs, footballs get to flying at the teacher, hitting them in the head, knocking them over, fucking them up. Then it straps him down to the showers and whoops him with like a jump rope on the ass. And then you never see Freddy Krueger himself, because I think at this point in the movie, he negotiating to come back to the movie. That could be wrong because you already saw him in another scene. My point is, you don't see Robert Englund. I think this scene was done before they negotiated, even though you saw him in the movie already. This is another scene where he wasn't on the shoot yet. So you see two big ass slashes to the man back, kills him. Next day, Jesse wakes up, he drive to school with his little chick, Lisa. She like, oh my God, you heard what happened last night? Our gym teacher was murdered. And at the end of the dream, they show Jesse with the glove on and he's screaming again like a bitch. And I ain't a negative. It's just, goddamn, he sound like a woman. And that's when he realized, I had a dream about this last night. So now he's starting to get paranoid. And the thing about this movie, another thing I gotta say, the body count is really low, but it's intimidating and scary. So after he realized Freddy is, in his mind, he go home, he chilling with the family. That's when the bird scene happened. The house been abnormally hot. He having nightmares about going to his sister's room and killing her with the glove. He go downstairs to the basement. It transforms into the boiler room. You see Fred down there going in the boiler room, getting the knife out. Getting the finger claws out. The glove. Jesse wakes up again. I guess during the dream he sleptwalked. The police bring him home, ass naked. They like, man, we saw him on the freeway walking backwards. Y'all need to talk to y'all boy. The cops brought him home. He a teenager, a minor. So as soon as he get in the house and the cops escort him to the house and they leave, Mom just like, I'm going to get you something to drink. You're freezing. I'm going to get you some clothes. The dad ain't on none of that shit. The dad is acting to me how I think a dad should act. He like, son, I'm not finna fuck around with you. What kind of drugs are you taking? Which is a legit question. We ain't thinking no dream demons or no Freddy Krueger or none of that. And they also not Elm Street born and bred. They come from out of town. Not out of town, but they are outsiders. So they didn't have nothing to do with the killing of Freddy Krueger, the parents of Springwood. They ain't part of that. So they don't know even the stigma history of Freddy Krueger. So even if Nancy was to say, Fred Krueger, he got a dirty brown hat and a red and green sweater, the parents know instantly, damn, we do know him. But this particular family don't have an inclination of Freddy. And he wasn't going to reveal that anyway. So the pop's just like, man, we got to get you some fucking help. The scene cuts. Now he talking to Lisa at school again. She like, yeah, we having a party this weekend. My mom and dad, these motherfuckers rich as hell. They got a big ass mansion. She like, yeah, I want you to come so we can chop it up. You've been real stressed. I think this would be good to be around friends and family and all our classmates. He kind of a loner. He kind of weird, but he like, yeah, I'll come. So then he talking to Grady in the locker room, and that's when you hear exposition about the first one, where they like, yeah, man, we hear about the weird shit you've been going through. It could have something to do with that house, because the house you lived in, the girl saw her boyfriend die across the street, which was Glenn, and she went crazy and the family moved after her. I heard her mom died. Now the house might be affecting you. That's just some off-brand character just giving exposition talking shit to Jesse. That's when Grady step up. He like the varsity guy. He like, man, leave him the fuck alone, man. Fuck all that shit, man. Don't poison him with his mind. But Jesse started thinking, I just remember when him and Lisa was at the house and he did the little dance, he read the novel, her journal. For some reason, I don't know how her journal's still in the house 5 years later after they've been moved out and they done put new people in the house, but they left the book. Whatever, it's a movie. So that makes him, they pan down to Jesse looking like, as the people talking, he thinking, damn, I did read about that. So I ain't just going crazy. There's some truth to this shit. Now, we basically at the third act. Like I said, this movie ain't built on a lot of kills. It's built on a lot of thrills. Freddy coming out, intimidating, dark scenes, scary. He do that the best, no jokes. So now we get to me, this is why the movie get despised the most. It's not the gayness. If you a horror fan or a horror movie, you can get over 1 or 2 dislikes, but this is the part that kills me. He gets to the party, first of all, he kills Grady. Like, I ain't going through every plot, even though I'm going through them. He kills Grady because he was finna have, sexual intercourse with Lisa, but he got, frightened. Freddy started, knocking shit over, and he just got off top of her, and like, I'm gone, I can't do it. So she like, Jesse, what's wrong? He like, I'll be back. He go to Grady, like, yeah, man, I was finna, get down with my chick, and Freddy started taking my mind over. He like, so you wanted to come sleep with me? The fuck? That chick bad. You need to be with her. He like, nah, man. He on some Dream Warrior shit. Like, I need some sleep. I'm tired. You just watch me. If I move or budge, wake me the fuck up. Grady thinking, what is he talking about? This nigga weird. They don't got the Nightmare on Elm Street normal mind states of the children of Elm Street. They are oblivious to it. Normally, you watch your partner if he say, I'm having nightmares, because you having the same nightmares. So Grady fall asleep, and that's when a heroic, horrific, great scene happened. Freddy just morphs out. You see the nails coming out of Jesse, the nails coming out of Jesse's hand, his head coming out the chest, the eye coming out the mouth. Brilliant. This shit hold up to this day. Freddy comes out the body and just get the gutting Grady. Gruesome. Grady banging on the door, his dad outside the door. Bam. And then that's when we see Jesse. This another, Halloween ends or Padme moment. He goes over to Lisa like, I just killed somebody. And it's worse than Halloween Ends and Padme and Anakin. Because he bloody as a motherfucker. She like, what are you talking about? What's going on, Jesse? He like, Freddy's making me kill people. This clearly like this nigga lost it, called my dad downstairs with the shotgun moment, or the cops. But she's so stupid. That's where movies fuck up. Just because you a movie don't mean you can't not make sense. This supposed to have been scary and shocking to her, but she's all on him like, no, I love you. The power of love should work. That's when, Freddy start, appearing, knocking shit over again. He appears at the party, which kills my mojo. When people always say Freddy always come out of dreams, he never come out of dreams on purpose. He always is grabbed or forced or snatch his piece of his shirt off to see if it's possible. He never willingly ever came out of a dream. This the movie where he said, I'm coming out. And I tried to make myself say in my head canon, maybe Jesse, it's not Freddy. Jesse in a dream, but he's possessed by Freddy, so you could see the people ain't seeing Freddy. The people are seeing Jesse. He get about 10 kills. The biggest kill count. I said this ain't got a kill count, and I'm wrong as hell. He got a lot of kills at the very end. He only got like 1 dream kill and like 12 kills at the party. This is a teen pool party, high school students. He get to killing plenty of motherfuckers. The dad come downstairs with a shotgun. Freddy like, you're all my children. This is an iconic scene. It's just not my headcanon for what Freddy would do. Even if he knew he had the power to come out of dream, it's not his mentality to come out of a dream where he's less powerful. So he sliced them up, walked through the grapevine, and goes back to his boiler room where Jesse and Lisa follows him. It's a final fight that's garbage to me. It's like True Love's kiss, some Shrek and Fiona type shit. She kissing Freddy nasty face and he melts down into Jesse. And that didn't work for me. I'm gonna be honest. Love's kiss is some Snow White type shit. That's some dream work type shit. Not no motherfucking Nightmare on Elm Street. So that didn't work for me, the ending. Then we get to the last ending, because you know Robert Shays, they always gonna have a cliffhanger for a part 3. They on the bus again. This is just like Nancy last scene where they in the car and Freddy takes it over. They on the bus again. The bus driver driving OC as fuck. He like, slow the fuck down. The bus driver looked like, man, what's going on with you? Okay, I was just driving to the bus stop. Let the kids off. And then he sit down. Jesse like, okay, we good. Jesse and his chick there. Then the bus driver get to going crazy again. They go back to the desert, you know what I'm saying? And it pans off. Woo! And there you have it. I can't even say happy ending because I don't know. My biggest gripe is if Jesse was the murderer, he should have been charged with these murders at the party. If he wasn't, then that makes Freddy look stupid because Freddy don't come to parties. I give this movie, to be honest, I give it a 7 just on the scare factor. And it was an original thought, but it's just the Freddy at the party is way worse than the gay things that happen in the movie to me. Freddy doesn't come to parties. So when you put the gay shit in the party scene, this is why you get this at the bottom of the barrel for Freddy Krueger list, tier list, and lovers. But overall, it's a 7 out of 10 to me. Ain't no movie in this franchise to me a 6 or under. They all 7s are better than me. That's me personally. And there you have it. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Zeezzy the King. Like and subscribe. Add me on Facebook. You already know your favorite horror channel. I got a banger for y'all tomorrow. Don't be pissed. And I'm out.